Hello guys, it's me Abdel Malham, and today I will discuss with you flight control system between Airbus and CRJ700's compare and contrast. Airbus A320 is among the highly versatile and successful jetliner family. It has a seating capacity ranging between 100 to 240 passengers and flies across the universe. A320 has always set standards since its launch as the first civil aircraft pioneering fly-by-wire technology. Airbus A320 has the widest single aisle cabin, enabling to land and take off every 1.6 seconds. It can take passengers anywhere they wish to go, whether from the desert heat to the Antarctic runways or from urban environments to remote airporting. On the other hand, CRJ700 belongs to the Canadian-built Bombardier CRJ aircraft family. Its design is derived from the smaller airlines like CRJ100 and 200. The CRJ700 first made its flight in 1999. It was later followed by the CRJ900, which was stretched version with an added 20 seats. This presentation will seek and compare a contrast between Airbus A320 and CRJ flight control system. The Airbus A320 uses a fly-by-wire flight control system. This is different from the flight control system installed in the traditional aircraft. It means that for the Airbus A320, the mechanical linkage existing between the control surface and the column has electrical wires instead. A320 is split into two flight controls. This is the primary and the secondary flight controls. Both flight controls have a total of 7 computers controlling their functionally. In the aircraft, the installed primary flight controls are controlled by side disk inputs. The control is done alongside digital processing by the flight ignition commuter, the FAC, the elevator airline commuter, the ELAC, and the spoiler elevator commuter, while the primary controls are being operated in the Airbus A320. Electrical signals emerging from the side sig and the first taken to the commuters used in flight control before passing to hydraulic actuator flight control. On the Airbus A320, the roll control is performed by autopilot command or using the side stick movement. Electrical signals are sent to the active ELAC commuter when the aileron are moved using the side stick, and in the Airbus A320, two ELAC commuters are always operational. One of the commuters does operate in damping mode, serving as a failure backup, where the other operates in the active mode. The CAC and the FAC commuters receives signals from the ELAC commuter. The CAC and FAC commuters are then reasonable from the controlling the flight's spoilers and sending turn coordination order for the radar consistently. In that case, the aircraft is under control of the autopilot. Electrical signals generated by the FMGS are received by FAC and ELAC. In addition, there are two ways in which pitch control is maintained on the Airbus A320. Elevators are primarily used in the aircraft pitching. Apart from the elevator, in the tremble horizontal stabilizer is utilized to help trim the aircraft. And then for the CRJ700, on the other hand, it has assembly and interior fitting done at the Bombardier Canadian manufacturing facility, located at Devereux, Quebec. The CRJ700 features a flight control system. This is an automatic biomechanical connections by hydraulic power control unit (PCU). The CRJ700 is divided into two flight controls, primary and the secondary. The primary flight controls are contained of the elevators, rudder, and ailerons. Each aileron is operated by two hydraulic systems. The rudder and the elevators are operated by all 1, 2, and 3 hydraulic systems. The secondary flight control is the horizontal stabilizer trim, flaps, multifunction spoilers, and ground spoilers that are associated with the aileron and rudder trim system. The automatic flight control system comprises three major parts: autopilot, flight director, and yaw dampers. The flight directors provide the pilot with a visual guidance by indicating command bars on the primary flight display attitude indicator. With each feature, the pilot can manually fly by the aircraft while applying the instrument or guidance purpose. The pilot can as well as see the autopilot would do if it were to be engaged. The autopilot is responsible for controlling the aircraft's pitch and roll. It uses aileron and elevator trim to follow the flight director commands. The yaw damper are not implemented enough for their officially necessary for operating the autopilot. On the CRJ700, the flight director has various modes which can be set up through the panel responsible for flight control. Wherever the flight director is engaged, the vertical and the vertical lateral modes automatically become active. When a button engaging another mode in a given category is passed, the corresponding basic mode gets disabled. If the same button is pressed again, the autopilot reverts to the basic mode. For the flight director to control the aircraft, the autopilot must first be activated, making the autopilot follow the flight director's command and control the aileron and the elevator trim. This means when the autopilot is engaged in the CRJ700, it will automatically engage the flight director in the basic mode when it's done. The reference for pitch and roll gets synced. Then, the CRJ700 cannot land on its own with an autopilot. This is because it's not occupied with the autoland. Therefore, to ensure safe landing, the pilot switches off to the autopilot at least 300 above the ground. While it's around 50 feet above, the pilot sets the throttle to idle while carefully pulling up the nose. This happens since the real CRJ does not have an auto throttle. In conclusion, this presentation is significantly compares and contrasts the Airbus A320 and the CRJ700 by discussing their flight control system. For the Airbus A320, it's distinct that it uses flight-wire flight control system. This is unlike the flight control system installed in the conventional aircraft. Furthermore, the Airbus A320 is mainly divided into primary and secondary flight control system. Here, roll controls is performed by the autopilot commands. On the other hand, CRJ700 is Bombardier Canadian jets that uses an automatic flight control system consisting of three parts. These parts include flight director, autopilot, and yaw damper. However, in the CRJ, an autopilot has been activated to allow flight director to control the aircraft. Also, the yaw temperature are not implemented. Thank you for your listening.